Right, Ch.2 King Rosario here with a review of Rosario Vampire 2, Chapter 2. We start the chapter off with Kurumu giving Skune a basket of cookies for them to eat together. They eat the cookies together, and Kurumu then starts to kiss him, with a strand of saliva being present when their lips separate. Why did I tell you that? Because I like to mess with you. Bring the hate. Kurumu then says that Skune is her destined one, and all that, and that sealing their love would end the harem rivalry. Then Kurumu goes into succubus form and starts making love to Skune. And I'm pretty sure that all of you have figured out that this was all a dream. And yes, you're all right. The whole thing turns out to be a mere dream, and Kurumu is woken up by Miss Kagome when she throws a triangle-shaped ruler and piercing her head. Jeez. Everybody's getting really violent with Kurumu and the other girls. No, that might explain why Kurumu's a bit of a dumbass. I mean, she keeps losing blood, and that can't be good for her brain. Kurumu is disappointed that it was all a dream, and Kagome starts asking the class math questions, specifically advanced algebra, and Muka, naturally being the second smartest girl in the school, masterfully answers it. Kurumu says it's nothing special and asks Skune if he agrees with her, but Skune is awestruck by Muka's brilliance, causing Kurumu to become teary-eyed. Then Kagome tells Kurumu to try to be more like Mocha, because Kurumu, when all things are said and done, is a slacker. There. This should please all my Back to the Future fans. And then Yukari mocks how Kurumu is too much of an idiot to possibly even try to be like Mocha, while Skune tries to be positive, saying that Kurumu must be good at other things in academic-wise. But Mizure says that besides math, Kurumu is failing all her classes. Slacker. Kurumu retorts that she may lose to Mocha in terms of academics, but beats her in female charm, and to be more specific, in terms of breast size. And then she grabs Skune and asks him to compare the two, much to his reluctance, and to the point of losing a bit of blood from the very typical anime fashion. He's probably losing consciousness at this point. Then Kurumu and Mocha decide to do something different. They vow to compete to prove who is the better woman. And to help, as the manga's way of helping complement this plan, the class receives an announcement that their next class will be in the special training, and they go on an outside field trip, courtesy of Miss Nekonami. The class is told that they will go on a fruit hunting lesson, to which Skune asks why, and Miss Nekonami says it's the season. That's not an answer. Miss Nekonami talks about the birds and the plants feeding on one another, and that they should get a piece of that action. She's awfully saying something dreadful so smoothly and whimsical. Are we sure that Miss Nekonami is not a psychopath? Anyway, she says they're going to do that, and says they need that the prime fruit that they're looking for is the durian fruit, which looks like a fruit that came from hell, as it is spiky and has 3 mouths with elongated tongues protruding. Yeah. The skinny finds the description naturally disgusting, while the girls, being monsters, are salivating over it. Mocha and Kurumu agree this shall be their contest, and the winner eats the fruit with Skune in a lover's conversation. And naturally, Mizure and Yukari want to participate too. Skune wants the group to work together to find the fruit, uh, so the contest will be cancelled, but Kurumu is adamant about winning. The Dorian fruit starts sneaking behind the newspaper club, and Mocha is the first one to grab it. Uh, the Dorian, however, the Dorian fruit uses its tongue to bind Mocha and escape. The girls start fighting each other in an attempt to capture the fruit, and Kurumu and Skune pursue the fruit. Yukari tries to start remembering where she's heard about the Dorian fruit, uh, and we go back to Skune, who is suggesting that they should wait for the others, but Kurumu refuses since victory is so close and she grasps the fruit. Kurumu says that it was essential to her getting the fruit because she felt her and Skune were growing a bit distant since he has been occupied with other things, and especially since the school closed recently, and she really wanted some bonding time with him. I can understand that from a certain perspective. That really helps the chapter out. Then to ruin the moment, in his surprise, is Mocha pushing away Kurumu right before they are about to share the fruit, declaring it was dangerous. I like to think that this was a bit of poetic justice for all the times Kurumu interrupted Mocha and Skune's moments. Mocha is then surrounded by the teeth of an emerging plant and is swallowed whole by the said plant, who looks an awful lot like the plant creatures that Ruby and her master used, which I said long ago looked like a lot like Biolante from the Godzilla movies. Seriously, when are we gonna get an homage to Godzilla? Anyway, Yukari warns that the fruit is meant to lure fools to the plant as a trap. Kurumu is completely shocked that Mocha risked herself to save her. Then, to add a little bit of a calm to the storm, we cut to the bus driver and Miss Nokoname on their date, specifically fishing, and sense that the kids are in danger, but choose not to interfere for the sake of their training. Bus driver then admits the second year of special training is tough, and that every year someone dies. The newspaper club tries to fend off the plant, while Kurumu realizes that this is all her fault, that Mocha's in danger. Skune says it's still not too late to work for them. For them to work together, and Skune risks himself to be captured by the plant to save Mocha. The girls are shocked, especially Kurumu, and she becomes pissed and goes into her succubus mode. But Mocha manages to save both of them from the plant, and Mocha explains that Skune, while inside the plant, removed the rosary, as we could have pretty much all guessed out that was figured out. So, in all honesty, I didn't need to mention that. Mocha then says it was commendable that Skune would do something so absurd for his friends. However, the plant proves more resilient as it gets back up, and the girls agree that this is an opponent that no single one of them could take on alone, and thus they have to work together. And before you guys expect a awesome girl on monster fight, the fight is skipped. I feel like I'm watching the anime version where they skip fights. The newspaper club starts enjoying the fruit, except for Skune, who hates the scent of blood in it. It wouldn't surprise me if it had blood. That thing is creepy. Uh, and the bus driver tells everyone that the point of this whole training was teamwork. Duh. And Kurumu says that she's okay with sharing the fruit with everyone instead of just with Skune. And she then asks Skune to eat the fruit since they worked so hard to get it. And as expected, Skune, being a human, cannot tolerate the taste of uh, the durian fruit and gets food poisoning. Well, that's a pretty cynical way to end the chapter. Anyway, this chapter was not bad, but not great. It's still uh, still nothing's being much developed about the girls. It was still about the teamwork aspect, and we've already seen that covered in some of the other chapters, and done a somewhat, moderately done better. Um, it was nice to know that how Kurimu felt that she was becoming more distant from Skune, who she really loves and cares about, and wishes to spend time with him outside of just doing her typical groping with her breast. Uh, and I felt that this might have been actually been stronger had Kurimu realized that her friends were really dear to her, and that someone, her rival, such as Mocha, would sacrifice her when the chips were down, and thus she was the one who saves everybody. That would have made the chapter much stronger. So next time we'll head into Rosario Vampires chapters 3 and 4 and see if we can get some better chapters to start off with.